Marilyn Wilson here from RE Technology, and boy, I got some really cool stuff to show. Well, I'm not going to show you. Lou's going to show you, but there's a really cool stuff. So hang on here, guys. So Lou Mintzer is the Chief Product Officer from Homesnap. For those of you that visit with me on our coffee chats and our other webinars, you know that we talk about Homesnap a lot because frankly we love the product, but also it just is a really cool product. It does great things. So Lou's going to show us something brand new though that you've never seen before, and it's killer. You're going to love it. You know, we're going to just kind of jump into it, I think. If we maybe slip to the next slide, I just want to remind everybody we love it when you ask questions. So if you could flip us there for a sec, Lou. Yeah, in the right-hand side of your control panel, you see a little thing that says questions with a little gray triangle next to it. Just click on that, open it up, and feel free to ask Lou or myself any questions, because I know what we talked to Stephanie Rail just about a week ago or so, and she had some awesome ideas about ways to use Homesnap in really interesting ways, and we couldn't even handle all the questions. There was a lot of people very interested in that, so I'm sure we'll see that again today. So thank you so much for joining us today, Lou. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Marilyn. It's great to have me, and I'm happy to be on your show.
And thank you for sharing that beautiful view behind you. Where are you? Tell everyone where you are. It's gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. I'm in southern New Jersey, Sea Isle City, here, sitting on the bay on the second floor.
We feel terrible for you. You're suffering your way through it, but we'll be okay. Well, let's just jump in because we got a lot of cool stuff. I want everybody to see everything that you've got. So just take it away.
Sure. Well, let me start by introducing myself. My name is Lou Mintzer. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Homesnap. So I've been leading product development at the company for about 10 years now. And what that means is I work very closely with the engineering team and the design team and product and project management to actually build Homesnap. And so that includes all facets of the product. The broker public portal, which is the consumer face of the product, right? Helping home shoppers, people looking to buy, sell, rent, move and transact, find their next place to buy or rent, as well as Homesnap Pro. Now that's our real estate agent productivity tool. And so what we've done is map the job of a real estate agent into an app to make it super easy for agents to be productive and effective while they're on the road doing their job. Works great with the consumer portal, the BPP as well. It's fully integrated, so it's actually the same app, the same website. In addition to that, we also build digital marketing products. So I'm sure many of you on the call today are real estate agents, and you know you've got two parts of your job. You have running your business, and that means working with other agents and clients and negotiating and dealing with paperwork, open houses, tours, and other things. We also have to find new business. It's a classic needle in the haystack problem, right? At any given time, maybe 1% of the US population is ready to buy, sell, or move. And finding them is tricky. And that's why in the past, there's been all sorts of wasteful marketing techniques. But now, today, with digital marketing and social media advertising and search advertising, it's a completely new ball game. And that's why we've heavily invested in digital marketing products. So Homesnap can serve real estate agents both on the productivity side of their job and on the marketing side of their job, and bringing that together with the broker public portal to create one compelling application to help real estate agents on all facets of their job. So just a couple more bullets on that. Not only is Homesnap the broker public portal, also means we have partnerships with over 230 MLSs. And so the real estate data and listings inside of Homesnap comes directly from the MLS, synced up to the minute. So you always have the most accurate information in the palm of your hand. And not only the consumer information, but Homesnap Pro also includes the agent-only information. So showing instructions, commission splits, agent-only profiles, and beyond. In addition to the productivity tools, oh, sorry, go ahead, Marilyn.
I was just going to ask you when you finish that, but once you do, one of the things we were talking about before we started that I think is really good news for everyone is that you are seeing an incredible amount of consumer interest and energy in real estate. So I'd love you to share some of those great stats that you were sharing with me in a bit, but you finish what you were talking about.
Sure, yeah. So the last point I wanted to hit on is that we have devised our business to be agent first. We believe that agents deserve better, and we've set up our business so that we're only successful if our MLS partners and our real estate agent customers are successful. And that does mean we operate the broker public portal, homesnap.com, and the Homesnap app in accordance with fair display guidelines. So it's always your listing, your lead. And that's a really good seg to your question, which is, what's the deal with the market right now? Well, as far as we can see, what has happened is the traditional spring home buying season has been delayed. It's been delayed about 3 months, but it's still on. And the good news is right now, you're sitting here in the first week of June, the traffic to homesnap.com and our app is higher now than it's ever been before. And the amount of leads that are flowing to listing agents is also higher than it's ever been before. We're currently processing over 100,000 leads through the Homesnap system, delivering them to agents on a weekly basis. And so the traffic and the activity in the marketplace is incredible. And so it's our hope that really the buying season this year has been delayed, but it has not disappeared. And in fact, the wave is cresting now, whereas normally June would start to be the peak of the plateau that would continue through September, October. This year, we continue to see an acceleration into and through June.
That's great news. That's really great news. And 100,000 leads a week. Can we just stop there for a minute? Remember that if you are MLS, which 230 of them have, and I think that's well over 1 million agents, probably almost 1.1 million agents that are represented through those are leads that you don't pay for. The MLS is providing those to you through this amazing, powerful app. So it's like, again, for those that come on my coffee chats, I talk about this all the time. Do not skip past the things that you think, well, everyone's got that, so it's not powerful. That is absolutely the wrong idea. This thing is amazing, and make sure you take full advantage of it. And now you're going to see what you can do even beyond what the regular product does in a minute. So you'll see it's really cool. But anyway, I get excited. I'll stop talking, Lou. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to pivot right into the big announcement. So this week, Homesnap has released our newest advertising product, Pro Plus Concierge. And what it can do for you as a real estate agent or a team leader or a brokerage is incredible, because for the first time, there's a true alternative to Zillow Premier Agent and the Realtor.com advertising programs. And I'm going to take you through what that looks like right now, including a live demo. So we figured out that the premise of this product is that there are actually way, way, way more high quality leads on Facebook and Google than there are on Zillow. They are just way harder to find. There's a real problem separating the signal from the noise, or separating the wheat from the chaff. Now, of course, Zillow may seem like a good option, right? They've got nearly 300 million visitors per month, and that's so many people. But the problem for them is it's just a tiny drop in the bucket compared to the amount of consumer traffic that visits Facebook and Google each month. And increasingly, people are going to Facebook and Google for real estate. And so that's what we're going to capitalize on together. And here's how Concierge can fix that signal to noise problem for you. It's our best advertising solution, specifically designed for top agents who do real business, have a dedicated monthly marketing budget, expect repeatable costs over time, seek hot leads, and have a good system for how to ingest them and turn them into business. Now, what we've done is combine our in-house team of digital marketing experts with powerful machine learning algorithms to automatically place, bid, optimize ads on Google and Instagram and Facebook and even YouTube to generate buyer and seller leads. But that's not all. We then receive all of the leads, and Homesnap does the pre-qualification. So we reach out to the leads by phone, by text, by email, and qualify them. And we separate the regular leads from the hot leads. We define a hot lead as a consumer who's ready to buy or sell, not interested in renting, not working with another agent, and wants to be contacted by you. Our inside concierge team identifies themselves as part of your team working for you, and they will do things like email on your behalf, text message on your behalf, do live phone transfers to you, identify the criteria that you should set up a buyer or seller in terms of MLS listing alerts, even book appointments for you. So that is how the product works. It is a soup to nuts solution, a digital marketing solution that can fully replace your spend on Zillow Premier Agent or Realtor.com. And so what I'm going to do now is switch over and actually show you a little bit of what the product looks like. Can you see my screen, Marilyn?
Yes, we can.
Cool. So this is the point of sale. And what I want to tell you about it before I even start the demo is that you can buy the best, lowest price packages available online, on the website, in the iOS app, or in the Android app. You don't have to go through an inside sales agent. Now, I know to buy Zillow Premier Agent or to buy Realtor.com, you do in fact have to go through the telesales route, and that's the only way to get at the most compelling package. And of course, we do have sales reps who are awesome, and they work for Homesnap, and they will pick up the phone and they will describe the product to you and walk you through it and all of the different options that are available to you. But I want you to know that the very best prices available are also online and in the app. So if you're like me and you would much prefer to just go through your options yourself and see the pricing and see what you're going to get for that and sign up online, then you can do that with confidence and know that you're getting the best deal, even the same as if you were to work through someone inside the Homesnap. So
that's great.
There's pricing available. And so you can sign up for a monthly subscription, a 3-month prepay package, or a 6-month prepaid package. And the pricing is very clear. Now, if you sign up for a 3-month package, you get some cash off the deal. If you sign up for a 6-month package, you actually get 1 month free. As part of signing up for the package, we tell you right up front how many hot leads and total leads your campaign will generate. Again, the total leads are raw leads generated on social media or search advertising. The hot leads are the ones that have been pre-qualified by Homesnap and meet the criteria that I discussed a minute ago. There's also a ton of features. So there's a lot of information to help you understand the product on here. We talk about the measurable ROI and what the reporting looks like. I'm going to show you that in a second. How the ads actually get optimized and what that machine learning algorithm is doing in the background to make sure that your dollar is getting stretched as far as possible. And also how the lead qualification works. So what we're going to be doing to call and qualify people during their home buying and selling process. But once you've picked your package, then you just go ahead and check out. It includes unlimited listing ads. So unlike our other advertising product, what we will do is take all of your listings, all of your open houses, active listings, price cuts, contracts, sales, coming soon listings, etc., and remix them into the campaign that gets updated automatically over time. So if you have a new listing and put that in your MLS system, it will be incorporated into your concierge campaign in less than 10 minutes. It also includes all of the lead qualification services, unlimited usage up to the amount that your budget will support. There's also no design fee. And then here you see the total commitment for 6 months with the free month. If you're a Pro Plus subscriber, you get an additional discount, and then you would go ahead and check out. And you can see as I adjust the budget from a 6-month package to a 3-month package, right? My special offer amount goes down, and there's also an amount due. But you can also buy a monthly package by reviewing your digital marketing spend against your competition. So we have over 85,000 active advertisers on the Homesnap Pro Ads platform. We have enough information to show you what other people are spending. And so here you can see all the other agents who are doing digital marketing, my footprint. And as I move the slider, you can see what it would take to take over the top slot in your area. And so not
Wow.
only can you move the slider to pick how much you want to spend, but you could also define a specific dollar amount, like I want to spend $1,500 per month, or you can specify a specific amount of leads that you want to get to input into your CRM system. You can even specify the number of hot leads that you want to get and see the corresponding amount of money that that would take.
Actually, you brought up a point, Lou, about CRM systems. So once I gather these leads, I love that, by the way, that you can show me how I get to be the #1 slot. That's awesome. Is there an easy way to connect them from here into my CRM?
There is. They're fully downloadable. We support CRM BCC, so the leads can automatically be ingested, or we also support download so that the leads can be sent right into your CRM system via upload.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So that's how you check out. And here, I'm just going to flip over because I want to show you inside the Homesnap app. And I'm sure many of you use this, right? And so here you're seeing the search application with homes for sale. And here I'm browsing listings. And here you can see exactly where I'm sitting on Sea Isle City. And if I wanted to buy the house next door, it's not cheap. And I won't be doing that anytime soon. And of course, there's the private messaging in the news feed that's talking about Pro Plus Concierge right now. But on the Pro tab is where many, many agents spend their time, because this is where you can do things like connect with your clients, watch training videos, advertise your listings, farm your sphere, try Google, set up your real estate website, etc. This is where you can buy Pro Plus Concierge. And so everything I just showed you on the web also exists in the app. So you can learn all about the product by watching the videos. You can select the package term that you'd like. You'll see your estimated monthly outcome. You can learn about the difference between hot leads and total leads and what that means and what the estimates that we're describing will mean to your business. You can also see all of your campaign previews. So I mentioned we automatically advertise all your listings across all the platforms. We show you exactly what that looks like. And so here you can see, and if you open the Homesnap app as an agent or team leader or a brokerage, or go to the website, homesnap.com/concierge right now, you will see previews of all of your listings right there in the point of sale. You can also,
even if you're not signed up, you can still see them?
well, you have to sign up for Homesnap and log in, but once you're logged in with your account, then you'll be able to see all of the previews before you purchase the product. It also includes...
How many people on the call, by the way, are Homesnap users? If you could let me know in the questions box, I'd love to see how many of you are already using it. I know it seems like every time we do a webinar, we have a good chunk of people that already love it and already are using it in many different ways. So let's see this time.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know too.
Yeah.
Yep. So the ranking feature is also available in the app to help you set your budget and understand the going rate in the marketplace. And then the ability to check out is also available inside the app. Now, to get back to your question, buying the product is just one thing, right? You've made the decision that you're going to invest in your business by marketing on the top social media networks and the top search engine, right? And bend your spend away from the duopoly of Zillow and Realtor.com. Once you buy, I want to show you what you're going to get because it's the best part. So once you're in, you get a news feed dedicated to your concierge campaign. And so every day as you come in here, you'll be able to see how many views and clicks that your campaign is generating on all the different platforms and all the lead qualification stuff that's happening under the covers, as well as unlocking milestones in terms of views and clicks and leads, various campaign updates. And there's a whole gamification system built in to show you how you're leveling up over time as your advertising campaign continues to run. You can drill into any of those newsfeed items to see more information. So here's what the ad performance report looks like. And so let me switch to a little bit longer time frame. Here you can see when this person's concierge campaign started, their lead flow, also their exposure in terms of views and clicks. And then we carefully track that engagement funnel. So you see how views are translating into clicks, are translating into raw leads, are translating into pre-qualified hot leads. Then there's various breakouts by device and gender and age. And in addition to that, you can also see exactly what's happening behind the scenes in terms of lead qualification. So we keep track of everything that our team is doing internally for all your leads and roll that up into time. So you can see exactly how much time you're saving with the product, right? People measure their investment in terms of dollars, but also measure their investment in terms of time. And so you can see all the engagements made on your behalf, how many calls made and answers and call transfers and text messages sent and received and emails sent and received. And importantly, how many notes we're adding to your leads to help you make a better connection that first time you pick up the phone or write an email or send a text message to actually connect with the lead. We also keep track of what all this.
Can I share this with my my client too, to show them all the activity I'm generating for them?
You can. We support listing ad reports specifically with our listing ads product. Now, with our listing ads product, which I'm not showing today, you are dedicating a fixed amount of money towards one particular listing that will guarantee, that's guaranteed to generate exposure for that listing. And we have a really easy way to send your clients emails about that. Now, the Concierge product's a little bit different because we're taking your budget and then applying it across all of your listings to minimize the cost per qualified lead. And so you're not guaranteed to advertise every single listing. The way the machine learning will work is it will identify which leads and what ads are generating the lowest cost per qualified lead, and then the budget will flow to those listings. So in keeping your client in the loop, best for the listing ad program, generating real return on advertising spend to find you new customers, that's what Concierge is for. Does that make sense?
Got it. Yep, that's awesome. Okay.
So before I move on from this report, I just want to show you, and since we've been doing this and pre-qualifying so many leads, now I know your pain. So much of it happens on nights and weekends. I mean, it's amazing. 2/3 of the leads are qualified after 8 p.m. at night and on Saturday and Sunday. And so in some respects, it makes the amount of time that you'll save on this product even more valuable, because it is time that you're saving on nights and weekends, right? Time that you can be with your family or children or doing other things. So it's some of the most valuable hours of the day you're now outsourcing to the inside sales team that is effectively working for you. Okay, so I've shown you some of the bells and whistles about campaign reporting and the time you can save on the product, but let's get to the most important part, which is the leads, right? So if you're a Concierge subscriber, you actually unlock a CRM system inside of Homesnap. And so for the first time, you have an interface within the Homesnap application on the web that keeps track of all your leads. And they're tagged by being hot, or processing is when they're in the pre-qualifying stage. New, long-term prospect, interested in renting, already has an agent or bad contact info. And you can come in here and filter your leads or sort them in a variety of ways to identify the leads you want to follow up with. Right here, Maryland, is the download button. So you can just click that. It downloads a friendly CSV file that'll be great to upload into your CRM system. Okay. And then you can drill in to all the leads. And when you drill in, here's what that looks like. So all the qualification notes are written out in plain text. And so you can see exactly what the next step is and all the notes that were gathered, the price range, whether or not they want to be set up on search, where the lead came in from, which platform, which listing, etc. Here's another example. This person's ready to move now. They want to be called today at 3 o'clock, right? And so this is what a hot lead looks like. And so that also extends into the application. And so here, instead of showing you iOS, this time I'm showing you Homesnap on Android. And so we've made a major investment into building an awesome Android application. So here you can see I'm on the Homes tab, and I can search and filter and really drill in to find the home that I'm interested in. Of course, we've got the private messaging, group chat, as well as the news feed. But then here, the Pro tab, right? And so here's where you see all the same things I was showing you on iOS. But since I'm logged in as a subscriber, I can click My Concierge, and that will open the news feed. And so here I see the same news feed on web. I can drill into any of these reports and see my ad performance over time, my hot leads, my total leads, my engagement funnel. I'm unlocking milestones. and seeing my lead qualification stats and details. Here you can see I got my 900th lead. And then you can also flip over to your CRM. And so here you see all your leads. You can look at it by the lead status definition. You can download it onto your phone. You can filter it. And then you can drill into any of these leads and see what the qualification details look like, when the information was submitted, what the person wants to do next, and what you should do next to take action in terms of turning this hot lead into a real client, into a real closed deal.
So this is almost like having your own like lead qualification desk inside of your like where that you don't have to pay for. You pay for it here, but you're leveraging all of that work that you guys are doing for all agents, right? They're taking,
that's what it is. Yeah,
they're handing you something to say, okay, go bring it home.
That's right. We've effectively created a white label inside sales desk for you, with a significant benefit that the cost burden is shared across all of the concierge subscribers, right? And so, and we know when each lead comes in, which agent it came in for, their brokerage name, their phone number, their email address. And so the call rep identifies themselves as a member of your team and really works on your behalf to qualify that lead and then take the next step, whether that's a live call transfer, booking an appointment for you, setting up a phone call later in that day, asking to be set up on email alerts or whatever it is. And there's one other point, Marilyn, that I didn't get to, and I want to call it out because it's one of the parts that we've gotten the most positive feedback about. Unlike Zillow Premier Agent and Realtor.com, we never share your lead with another agent. Now, I understand both of the companies I mentioned do that, and the reason's simple. They don't have enough hot leads to go around. They have a ceiling on their business, and that is the amount of traffic that goes to each of their portals. And that's why they will send a lead around, and if you're not there, or you don't pick up the phone, you're not ready to take action right now, they will go down the list and give the lead away to another advertising agent. We don't do that, and we will never have to, because the ceiling on Pro Plus Concierge is effectively unlimited. It's all visitors to Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube. The ceiling is everyone on the internet. And by virtue of having such a big ocean, we're able to generate an incredible amount of leads. And then once we put in the legwork to qualify them, we do that on your behalf, and that lead goes to you and only you.
So we have a question about how are the leads generated?
A variety of ways. So one of the best things that we do is advertise your listings. And so if I flip back and show you the previews again, these are literally what the previews look like, right? And so we will advertise a new listing, a price cut, an open house, a sale, a coming soon listing. And then we throw in other things like a buyer guide branded to you, a home seller guide branded to you, put in your email address to download this white paper, or fill out the form to tour this home, or check out this home that just got sold in your neighborhood. Are you thinking about selling a home? Because I've been successful in your neighborhood already, and I can be successful selling your home. And then we also do search advertising. So we develop a basket of keywords for each agent. And so when people go to Google and they search for things like real estate agent in Zip, real estate agent near me, 3-bedroom home for sale in neighborhood, we will bid on those keywords, show you on the search engine result page, and then convert the lead using either a form or a landing page as the next step. And that's how we feed leads into the qualification system.
A follow-on question too. So what if is there a way for me to take advantage of the system if I'm new and don't have a whole ton of listings yet?
There is. So there is a floor on what we're advertising. Here you got a sneak peek here of the home buyer and seller guides, right? And so that is demonstrative of the kind of content we will generate for you to help you advertise. Now, the absolute best performance comes for agents who do have listings or a catalog of homes that they have sold in the past. And that's why this product really is specifically designed for the top 10, 15, 20% of top performing agents who have a book of business and they're looking to expand their business with a high return on advertising spend style product. But this product is available to all real estate agents who are part of the Homesnap Pro ecosystem, including agents with 0 deals.
Gotcha. So you just, the content that would display would be more about, like you say, are you interested in selling? How much is your house worth? To be those types of things if you don't have as many listings to share.
That's right. You got it right. You know, every agent who joins Homesnap Pro has a robust profile, as well as an agent, a real estate website, if they're in the Homesnap Pro Plus program. And so we make them look great, even if they have 0 deals and are looking to grow their business.
Okay.
Now, what the ad looks like and what the ad says is really only half the challenge, right? Who you show the ad to and how the ads are targeted is really where you can realize most, if not all, almost all of your return on advertising spend. And that's where Homesnap performs incredibly. And that's where most of our machine learning algorithm goes into, right? It's like the famous John Wanamaker catchphrase, I know 50% of my advertising budget is wasted, I just don't know which half, right? That was the old days when you were showing a billboard on the side of the road or advertising a square in a newspaper where there was no feedback mechanism. But now with digital marketing, there's an incredible feedback loop. And so we understand exactly who's viewing the ads, who's clicking on them, who's liking them, who's filling out leads, who's visiting the application or website, and who are they interacting with. And by mapping that graph of activity, it becomes possible to only pay to show the ads to folks who are likely home buyers or sellers.
Gotcha. That is a secret sauce. And you think, when I look back at your numbers, Lou, of roughly $800 a month-ish, right? If you think about all the work of becoming a social media marketing expert, and by the way, most of us don't have artificial intelligence scientists on our teams, right? And then somebody doing all the work to separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, right? Of finding the leads that aren't that valuable. So if you do that math, just say for round numbers, it's about $10,000 a year. What assistant could you possibly hire in a million years that could do 1/10 of that work and for that price? Like there's no comparison.
That's right, and that's the base products you're talking about. And by the way, you could go lower than that, right? You can buy a package as low as $499 if you're a Pro Plus subscriber. It starts at $599 if you don't have the Pro Plus package. But for the monthly packages, you can get a significant discount off of that. But let's just look at this monthly package, right? So for about $816 a month, so that's right, a little bit shy of $10,000 a year, you're going to be generating roughly 2,000 leads over the course of that year. And each of those leads needs to go through many touch points before the hot leads are identified, right? People don't pick up the phone the first time. They don't respond or see every email. And so it takes a cadence of activity to get in contact with and then separate, as you said, the wheat from the chaff, right? So that only the wheat is harvested. And then we pass the wheat on directly to you to capitalize on, right? So you don't spend your time doing something that can be performed for you at a lower price.
Exactly. Awesome.
What else you got? Want me to keep showing you around a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we don't have, let's see. Oh, actually, show us around and then come back to, this is a good question. How would you describe a qualified lead? Because those are words that can be misused by some, not you, but by others.
Yeah, so the best way, let me just go ahead and while we're talking, open this video, and I'm gonna play this while I'm speaking to it here. And so we are very clear about what we mean in terms of a qualified lead. That is someone who has been specifically identified as ready to buy or sell. They are not interested in renting. They're not working with another agent, and they want to be contacted by you.
Awesome.
Total leads, which are, this is the chaff here, right? Long-term prospects, not ready to engage at this time, but worth nurturing and worth adding to your CRM because they could potentially be developed into a hot lead at a future point in time. And so that is the specific line in the sand that we've drawn, right? It is the, here, I could just pause the video right here. These are the 4 bullets. This is what I mean when I say hot leads or pre-qualified leads. It has to meet that mark. And that's why when you look at the previews here, you know, it takes, you got to generate 167 leads to get 8 of those. Right. And so it's not easy. It's not easy to do, but that's where the value of the product comes in. And by forecasting the deliverable in terms of lead to you so specifically, what we're doing is being fully transparent so that you can measure your return on advertising spend. Because we know this product will only be successful if you, the real estate agent, will come to depend on it to operate your business and to grow your business. And that's why earlier I said we built Homesnap such that the business model is only successful if the real estate agent is successful. This product is a literal manifestation of that. If this product does not bring you hot leads that will convert into true buyers and sellers who will work with you in person or virtually nowadays, right? Up until the point where they're ready to sign a listing agreement or, you know, cut a 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 check for a down payment for a home so that they will ultimately close a real estate listing so that you will realize that commission, then this product will not be successful. But now I'm confident that actually will do that. And we actually already have several hundred agents on this program currently. We had a long beta program, making sure that was tuned just perfectly before we brought it out for sale for all real estate agents.
So a question about that, and since you have those, and I know this is a very, very difficult number to quantify, but it's a good question nonetheless. What is the average conversion rate on those hot leads? Is there any way for you to track that, or have you gotten even feedback from the hundreds of agents that have been beta testing this for you on, are they seeing it really turn into business? I assume they are, but do you have any numbers you can share?
You know, I don't have perfect numbers to share at this time. As you know, it's a elongated sales cycle in many cases to turn someone from an internet lead into a closed deal. But it does make me think of an industry truism I've heard a few times, which this may ring true to some of you, which is if you're closing 1 lead out of 100, you're doing great and you're running a fantastic business. If you're closing 2 leads out of 100, well, you're on top of your game and are literally a top producer. If you're closing 3 leads out of 100, you're a liar.
Now, do you think those numbers go up because you have done all that qualification? You've sort of moved them further down the sales funnel, right? So I would think your conversion is certainly more than 1 or 2 out of 100, correct?
That's right. So I think the 1 out of 100, you know, line that I was just gabbing about is indicative of the total lead number.
Right. Exactly.
So we haven't gotten you from the, you know, out of 167, maybe there's 2 in there. But what we have done is getting you down to the point where the 2 are now in this 8.
Right.
Right. And so instead of having to find 2 out of 167, you've got to find 2 out of 8.
A lot easier. A lot easier.
And it takes a lot less time to get there.
Now, Cheryl just jumped in and she said, I think I'm missing something. And so maybe you need to go back a little bit to the beginning of where these leads are coming from, because she's asking the question, am I buying a zip code or I missed something? So how are you defining sort of the agent's territory, if you will, for using a not technical term at all, but
It's a great question. And, we really thought hard about how to do it because obviously many prolific businesses sell by the zip code, right? Including Zillow Premier Agent, right? What you're doing is buying a share of voice in a particular zip code, even though that's something that, at this point, the Fair Housing Administration has said is a no-no, right? You're not
Right.
allowed to, you shouldn't be targeting ads by zip code, right? That's not cool. So we don't do that. What we do is look at you and your business, and we have incredible tools to do that. So not only do we have almost perfect information into the marketplace by virtue of the MLS data, right? So we know all about your coming soons, your listings, your open houses, your virtual opens, your contracts, your sales, your price cuts, your pricing, timing, and tendencies, where all that business happens, where your office is located, where all the other agents you've ever worked with and interacted are located. We also know all the properties you're looking at, all the properties of all of your clients and customers and connections are looking at. And so we take that holistic view of you as a real estate agent, right, to figure out where you do business, where your office is, where you're looking around, to figure out where is reasonable for you to drive to and do business and work with clients, right? And then we take all of the content that you or we have generated and match those two things together to make the creative, to bid on the campaigns, to run those advertisements automatically on your behalf, optimizing the campaign to generate the lowest cost per qualified lead possible. And so what we've done is take decisions like, which zip code should I buy, or which zip code should I pump my budget into, and we put those into the hands of the machine learning algorithm. So what we found is when people make those decisions, they tend to make suboptimal budget allocation decisions.
Okay.
When you take a big data approach to it and put all of the data into the artificial intelligence and let the artificial intelligence handle the decision, it is a better arbitrator of that demand and supply. And through the more efficient arbitration, it can generate lower cost per qualified lead. Does that make sense? I know that was getting pretty dense.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the data science end of it.
And to be simplistic, just to go back to one of your original points, if you're on Zillow, it's 275 million views, which is a lot. But go back to that first chart that you have where it shows there's billions. We're talking billions of views between Google and Facebook, right? That one that
That's right.
That one, and then I think there's one more. Yeah, this one. So there's 275 million, which is still a lot of people, obviously, right? But it's not 79 billion plus 20. What is Facebook? 25 billion. So we're talking over 100 billion versus 275 million. It's a lot larger audience. And frankly, let's just be honest about how we are as humans, right? How often, I mean, we're real estate, it's a little biased, but on average for a consumer, do they go to Facebook and Google more, or do they go to Zillow more? Right? They're living their lives. We're all living our lives on Facebook and Google at some level, right? Instagram, probably some for some of us, not me, but some. But Facebook, those two are the centers of our daily engagement online. It's not just about real estate, it's about everything, right? So it's a lot more natural place to find someone that might be a match to you in the place they go all the time. They only go to Zillow when either they're looking around and they're bored and they have nothing else to do and they're looking for a pretty house to look at, right? Or they're further down the funnel, and by then they might already be engaged with an agent. It might be too late. But here,
That's right.
you've got hundreds of billions of people, right? That's I think, if I'm as a layperson, I'm just catching this as you guys are, but that's my understanding. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. You've got it. And that is the basic fundamental premise of the Concierge product. You just summarized it perfectly. So Zillow had the tiger by the tail with their walled garden approach to creating a real estate portal for years. And what they did is create a display ad unit that they sell to real estate agents, that they increase the price, and they increase the price, and they increase the price until now at the point where the price is so high, it takes almost all of your commission to make that return on advertising spend worth it. And now what do? Is they also take the lead and send it to other agents. And now what do? They create an iBuyer program to compete against the real estate agent directly.
Tell us how you really feel, Lou.
Well, I'm on the side of real estate agents. I believe agents deserve better. I said that right at the outset. But
just picking on
their walled garden model,
right? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Their walled garden model is broken. It is now broken, and Facebook and Google broke it. It didn't have to be another real estate portal to break it. Facebook and Google broke it because now they have so many visitors. And you know where people go to search for real estate now? They go to Facebook and Google. If you look at the trends, go to Google Trends and search for real estate agent near me or realtor near me, the growth in that search term is incredible. It's up hundreds of % year over year for several years in a row. You go to Facebook and go to the marketplace section and look at rentals, you'll see there's hundreds of thousands of rentals in there. Homesnap powers the rental marketplace in many cities, by the way. And that is an incredible generator of organic leads for the broker public portal. And so people don't go to Zillow, they go to Facebook and Google. Sure, some of them wind up on Zillow after they visit Facebook or Google, but it is now effectively possible to go around Zillow and advertise directly to the home buyers and shoppers on Facebook and Google. And by virtue of doing that, the qualified leads end up being a lot cheaper, right? Because you're not paying an expensive middleman or toll taker, right, to create this walled garden for you to generate the high quality leads.
Okay, so Cheryl, who asked the question, said, "That's brilliant. Got it." So
nice.
Yeah, so she liked it. So one other question that just came in, or more of an observation, but so I'm sure there's people on the call that may have tried to buy their own Facebook ads or buy their own Google ads in the past, right? There's a lot of people that do that type of work.
Sure.
So if I've done it in the past myself, it seems like you're doing a lot more work and you're probably a lot smarter about finding the right people than I would be as an individual. But tell me about that difference. So if I've currently bought a Google ad or a Facebook ad, what's the difference of doing it directly with them versus working through the concierge program?
Yeah, and let me take them one at a time here. So let's start with Facebook. So the most typical thing that we see on Facebook is people boosting a post, right? And boosting a post is going to get you a very small audience, very few amount of clicks. What we do is set up sophisticated campaigns, ad sets, and ads that are powered by catalogs on the back end. And those catalogs are matched up to audience lists. And those audience lists are created a variety of ways through upload, connections, tagging, etc. And then on top of that, there's a bidding component to it, right? So all of these guys are running a reverse auction. And so knowing how much to bid and who to show the ad to and which creative to show them is really important. But that's only one piece of it. And you need to convert the lead, right? And so there's a variety of ways to do that. You could send them to your web page. You could send them to a form. Facebook has a lead ad form that's built into the product. And so what we've done on the back end is effectively create a survival of the fittest recommendation engine that tries a whole bunch of different creative and a whole bunch of different landing pages and forms. And then the machine picks the happy path. So for any particular user of Facebook, which look and feel of an ad they will respond to, and then which type of lead conversion web page or form will ultimately, they'll put their personal information into. And so that finding that optimal solution is hard. You can guess, if you're just one person doing it yourself in your basement, you can guess what that is going to be. But by virtue of now running ad campaigns for, nearly 100,000 real estate agents, we're able to understand from a 10,000 foot view what those various combinations look like, and then set up the targeting and creative and conversion and bidding levers in such a way that they will automatically optimize for you. That's Facebook and Instagram. Google's actually, it's a completely different animal. So as you know, right, like Google is about search, right? And so people are going, and the intent of someone putting a term into the search bar is different, right? And so someone is searching for homes for sale or home for rent or real estate agent near me or how to sell my house, how to buy a new home, down payment information, things like that. Well, Google knows that those are very, very high intent people on the other side of the computer. And so Google charges a premium to advertise on those kinds of search terms. And so anyone who has tried Google search advertising in the past has probably learned an expensive lesson, which is search advertising is where the big boys play, and it is super duper easy to burn a gigantic hole in your pocketbook if you just have one or two things misconfigured in the campaign. If you're bidding on the wrong term, if your max bid is too high, if you're optimizing the campaign for the wrong set of things. And Homesnap made some very, very expensive mistakes in terms of figuring out the right combination of keyword, creative, targeting, bidding that can work for real estate agents. And we have now possess a significant semantic map that combines all of those things. And then we leverage machine learning and retargeting to actually get the best results possible. And so what you can effectively do by trying Pro Plus Concierge is to kind of sit on the shoulder of a giant here, right? You don't have to start from zero. You get to take advantage of all the learnings and collective data that we have persevered through earning up until this point in time, and then it keeps getting better, right? And that's kind of the advantage of these software as a service or the software plus advertising as a service model, is that it continues to get better over time. I'm quite confident that this time next year, if we're to sit down again, Marilyn, that the number of qualified leads that we're promising for a given dollar is probably going to be more than what we're able to promise right now, because I'm sure that our systems and processes and algorithms are going to get better and better over time. And that's one of the most exciting things about dealing with data science and artificial intelligence and machine learning to power all these products and doing it at a scale for so many agents, is that the amount of data you get and then the feedback loop is incredible, and that just leads to better and better results.
So we had Verl Workman on our the coffee chat a few days ago. One of the things that he said that really struck me was, he said, you know, if you try to manage every single part of the sales process, some parts of the sales process are worth $25 an hour and some of them are worth $2,000 an hour. And if you try to do all of it yourself, you are wasting a lot of you're taking your hourly wage way down, bottom line, right? And this is, I think,
a great way to look at it.
Right? And so there is no way that any individual, I don't care how smart you are, is ever going to become a digital marketing expert, is ever going to know what an artificial intelligent machine is going to know. We just can't do it. We're human. We just don't have, you would do that, like you say, you've been doing it for a year with thousands of different listings and thousands of different people, and you're still figuring it out, right? So to me,
yeah,
that's the way to look at this, is to say, and whether it's Pro Concierge, I don't want to just sell you guys, even though I think what you're doing is awesome, but the idea of offloading, finding qualified leads, so then you can focus on what you do best, which is to sell consumers on why you are the agent of their dreams, right? It just takes so much burden off of your shoulders. I think if there's anything we've learned through COVID, is we were trying to do too many things and probably not doing a lot of them well. We were bouncing all over the country. We were traveling too much, trying to do too many deals, trying to pretend that we were things that we weren't. And we've stripped back all that stuff. I said, what is it that I love to do and what am I good at? And what I see here is you're allowing people to do both of those things. If you love to sell, you love to do listing presentations, you love to convert, people are handing them to you and say, no, go what you do best and what you love to do, which is awesome. I have one other question for you that came through from Joan. And this is an interesting question. So I know that Joan must be a Homesnap user because she knows this. So we know that you can invite consumers to join you on the app. And then that creates a really great way for you to dialogue directly with people that are interested, either are your friends or your colleagues or someone that knows you for whatever reason. Can one of the ads be, especially maybe for those that are a little bit younger in the business, can it be an ad that invites people to join me on the app? So I can, it helps them to engage with me. It's a little further up. It's not a hot lead necessarily, but is that part of the program?
It's a really good question, Joan. And so I want to address it in two ways. So the first is I wanted to tell you, when you advertise with Concierge, we do automatically pull in your clients within the app, and we'll put them in a special ad group and run the ads against them. Now, in the end of the day, only a small amount of budget ends up going towards those folks. You can't run them over with 10,000 ad impressions, right? But it does make sense to try to figure out, of your existing book, who might be ready to come back into the marketplace. And so some of the budget does get allocated to that. After you sign up, there's also an onboarding survey that I didn't show today that asks you if there's anyone you specifically want to target. And so you can upload a list, a CSV, a document, or email addresses or phone numbers, and we will incorporate those into your campaign. And so that's on who you'd like to target. Now, directly to what Joan is asking is, what about making new connections inside of the application? And so good news is, when somebody submits a lead to you, and so would go into your total lead bucket, a connection is formed and they become your client within the Homesnap application, and that happens automatically. Now,
oh, nice.
I do want to also show you though, in here, and so they will be branded to you, and they will see you when they use Homesnap application. But if I flip back to my lead center and see here my leads, there's a take action button. When I click on the take action button, there is a specific invite to connect on Homesnap action that you can click. Once that happens, not only are they branded to you, but the two-way connection is now formed. And so not only will they see you, but they can do chat, and you can see them and visit their profile and see their listings and favorites and recently viewed. And so it goes beyond just the branding aspect. Once the invite to connect connection has been made, you can actually see their activity, right? And so it's important for us to collect their permission before we let you through to do that, right? And so we can maintain the trust of the system, but we know that's important, and so we've made it just a one-click feature to do that.
And that person only gets connected with me if I'm the one that invited them, right? They don't get connected with multiple agents, or is that not true?
So the decision on who a client is connected to is always in the hands of the consumer. And so by default, they are connected to one agent, and that is their primary agent. Now, other agents can send them invitations where they may submit leads to connect with other agents. In that case, they will see pending invitations on their lead form, and it's their discretion to pick who their primary agent is. So by default, it is whoever invited them or whoever they submitted a lead to, but the consumer ultimately possesses the ability to remove or promote another agent into that top slot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think that makes sense, because you don't want agents trying to steal each other's clients, right? Like the consumer knows who they want to work with, and they should make that decision. So that makes sense. So we're just about at the top of the hour. I've got one additional, actually a two-part question from John. His question is, what other fees or advertising charges apply on an average month if I want to be part of that? And secondly, when you do provide the lead, what does it include? You get the street address, phone number, email, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, good question. So the first part is a very easy question to answer, which is, and I can just show you the literal order summary here. So there are no additional setup, design fees, etc. The price that you see for the monthly subscription and the total after all discounts is exactly what you'll pay. We lay out here very clearly what your monthly price will be, and you'll get an email order confirmation each time your billing period is coming up, so that you have an opportunity to understand and catalog your expenses. And so the pricing is very straightforward and transparent. Like I said at the top of the hour, The prices that you see here online or inside the app are the best prices available and include all promotions and discounts, including things like an entire free month, which really resonates with a lot of agents. So that's the first part of your question.
Okay.
And refresh me on the second part of the question.
The second part was, when you do provide a lead, what information does the agent get about the person?
Oh, I see. So, and you can see a little bit here. It always includes phone number and email. So both of them are included. So you'll get the full name, the verified cell phone address, and these cell phones are verified by Facebook, Google, Instagram, YouTube. And so, as you know, when you create an account with all those platforms, they validate contact information by making you click on a link or put in a pin back in your cell phone number, as well as the email address. And then in addition to that, you'll have access to all of the notes taken by the inside sales team on your behalf. And so here's a short version, next steps, notes, price range, set up on search, true. I've seen some of these leads with, they've got 25 fields in them. So there's a ton of different information. If I just kind of click through randomly, I can give you a little kind of sample size of, what some of those things look like. So here's someone right there.
It's a lot
more information.
Like it's a warm lead. You're handing off someone where the agent has the perspective about what the conversation has been to date, basically, plus their contact information.
Right. So guaranteed name, phone number, email, plus all the lead notes that came by virtue of the qualification on your behalf.
Gotcha. All right, great. Well, we got one more question about pricing. I think probably the best thing to do is to go to homesnap.com/concierge. Right? That pricing, as you just showed, is published there. It's at $866 a month for 3 months and $816 for 6 months, if I remember correctly.
That's right. You can also use the ranking configurator to pick your monthly price down to $1, down to a specific dollar amount if you'd like.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So if you decided I want to own a particular, I want to beat my 3 nemesises that I compete against listing presentations all the time, you can spend your way right past them if you so choose, which is awesome. Well, this is really cool, Lou. Thank you so much for giving us a sneak peek of what's going on here. This is really exciting stuff, and just another way for Homesnap to become an even more critical partner with, for listing exposure and lead generation than it has in the past. So this is great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me on, Marilyn. It was my pleasure to share with you and your audience today. And I hope many of you will visit homesnap.com/concierge or download the Homesnap app and go to the Pro tab and try Concierge to see your ad previews and all the features and pricing of this fantastic product. And I just want to personally say a big thank you to my team of engineers and designers and product folks who worked through the process of figuring out what this product should be and building it, because it wasn't easy and it took a long time, but we've gotten to a place now where the return on advertising spend for agents is incredible, and now there's truly an alternative in the marketplace to Zillow Premier Agent and Realtor.com, and I hope many of you will test me on that and take advantage of this special offer.
Now, for those that have not yet become part of the Homesnap family, there's a couple ways I think that you can get to it. First is, as those of you who listen to me know, I always suggest go to your MLS, because 230 of them have Homesnap for you, and you can download it from them. And you can also go right to the App Store on Android or iPhone, right? And just type in Homesnap Pro, and it will allow you to get the Pro version. You can download it from there. I think it asks you which MLS you're part of if you do it that way, right, Lou? So you get the right data. I think it does. I'm not positive about that, but.
Yeah, that's right. So here, let me just flip over and you can see here's the Homesnap app on the App Store. So, it's one of the top real estate apps in the App Store. It's ranked 95 right now. It has a 4.8 rating on over 43,000 reviews. And here you can just download the app. One of the things that's so unique about Homesnap is whether you're a consumer or an agent or a broker or an MLS executive, it's the same app. So you just download the Homesnap app. And then when you go to register, you click, I'm a real estate agent, and it will take you through that registration flow where you'll identify your MLS, and then you'll search for your identity and claim your identity and go through the verification process. And once that's complete, you will unlock the Homesnap Pro experience within the Homesnap app. And you'll know you're in the Homesnap Pro experience when you see the Pro tab at the bottom of your app right here in yellow. And so only real estate agents have access to Homesnap Pro. But it goes beyond that. When you view a listing, right, everything in yellow with the Pro badge, only real estate agents can see. So while consumers will see the for sale application, real estate agents can see additional information, right, including things like agent only information and beyond.
Yeah, so this can make you a hero whether you're on the phone or driving around in the car or standing socially distanced in a restaurant somewhere. Right, you have a lot more data than anyone else does. So that's awesome. So yes, Latrice is asking, is there going to be recording? Yes, there is, and we will be sending it to all of you that registered and attended today. And Cheryl said, great presentation. So good job, Lou. You got a new fan. Anyway,
Right.
Thank you everyone
Thanks, Cheryl.
for coming.
Thanks, Marilyn.
I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more press about this thing because it's rock solid. It's a really cool product. So thank you again, Lou, and to your entire team for thinking of agents and putting them in the middle of the transaction as opposed to advertising. We really appreciate that. So with that, I'll let everybody run today. Thank you so much. If you have any other questions, again, go to homesnap.com/concierge and there'll be a lot of information for you. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.